Hi, I'm Vicki Kruse. I'm FGH's Human Resource Manager. I want to talk to you today about the benefits that you'll be receiving. So you're going to get a packet on eNavigate, and that's our online enrollment system for our benefits. So in the packet, you're going to get a packet that looks like this. In the packet, it's going to show you what your ID number is and what your password is. So your ID is going to be the first letter of your first name and then your last name and then the last 4 digits of your SOCH. That will get you into the program. Once you get in, it's going to ask you to change your password. So what I've been recommending to people is to write what your new password is on the packet and to keep your packet. Because at the end of the year, in November, December, we're going to do open enrollment, and you'll need to sign up for these benefits again for the next year. And so it's just a good idea to keep that information. Also, anytime you want to go in and look what you've taken for benefits or look at the details of the plans, you can do that. All you have to do is, log on, and you can go in and look at anything that you've done so far. So also you can do this from home. So in the packet there's going to be a web address, and you can do this from home. You can do this on your tablet. You can do this at a library. Any place that has an internet access, you can get online and pull this information up. So that's just another piece of information for you. So we're going to just go through today what kind of benefits are available to you and what the details of, a little bit of the details of the plan. You'll also find those details in eNavigate like I talked about, and I'll kind of navigate through and show you how to access those also, or kind of explain it. And it'll be in the packet too. So we have medical insurance. Right now our insurance is through Wellmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we have 2 different plans. We have a Blue Access plan. We also have an Alliance Select plan. The plans themselves are the same. The difference between the 2 plans is the network of providers. So the Blue Access plan is our less expensive plan, and it has an Iowa-based provider list. So if you would try and go outside of the state, you're not going to be covered with that plan. But I travel outside of the state. I feel pretty comfortable with this plan because if I have a true emergency, I am going to be covered. If you are somebody who likes to go to Mayo Clinic, then you would want to choose the other plan, which is Alliance Select. With that plan, Mayo Clinic is considered in-network. Then it also provides in-network and out-of-network benefits. The health insurance has a $1,500 deductible. This is for both plans, and the $250 deductible if you use FGH. So things that normally would go towards a deductible would be if you have physical therapy, if you have an inpatient stay, if you have a surgery. There's going to be some lab tests or radiology tests that might go towards a deductible. So those are some of the main things that if you use our services here at FGH, your deductible is only going to be $250. If you get transferred outside of FGH, then your deductible goes up to $1,500. It has a $40 copay for specialist, $20 for a primary provider. So your family practice provider, that's going to be a $20 office copayment. It does have chiropractic benefits, but on the Blue Access plan, those are a little bit limited. They scale back those providers for chiropractic benefits on the Blue Access plan. So you just want to check with, if you go to a chiropractor, who that is, so that you can make sure that that person is covered. And then also in this insurance, you get a vision exam that is at no cost to you because that is considered a preventative. Preventative benefits are at no cost. And then that's just the exam itself for the vision. It doesn't include what I call materials, glasses, lenses, contacts, those types of things. That's in our vision package. But this is just the exam itself is in the health insurance. It also has prescription benefits in there. So with the prescriptions, if you have a generic medication, that's a $15 copayment. If you have what I call a formulary med, so anything that would be a name brand type of med, you're going to pay the first time you fill the prescription. It's a $100 deductible, and then $55, which is the copayment. So the first time you fill that med, it's $155, and then thereafter, every time you fill it, it's a $55 copayment. You can also find, once you get online into the eNavigate system, and it brings you to the health insurance page, there's a button that says compare plans. Then there's also, you can open up, there's another tab that you can open up and look at the benefits of the plan. So you can do those with each one of these benefits. The next one we're going to talk about is the medical opt-out credit. So if you decide not to take our health insurance, you can get paid back for not taking our health insurance. So for a full-time employee, that's $20 a paycheck. And all you have to do for that is if you say no, that you don't want to take our health insurance, it'll pop you up to the next item in eNavigate, and that will be the medical opt-out credit. So you would need to mark that, and then you would also print off the forms that go with that. There's one form that you fill out, and then you would also make a copy of your insurance card for me, attach it to that form, and then you'll actually turn those paper copies into me. And then we'll have that effective when your insurances are effective. If you do take our health insurance, it's going to bring you to this health insurance assessment credit. So what that is you can reduce your premiums for the health insurance only if you participate in this health assessment credit. And that would be logging on to the Blue Cross Blue Shield website, and you would set up an ID and a password. You have to do that yourself. And then once you log in, it's going to take you through the steps to do a health assessment. And so there's details of that also in the eNavigate page. So you can click on that guide and it'll walk you through that process also. But once you complete that, you'll turn it into our health coach, and you'll set up an appointment with the health coach to create a plan. So you're going to get a list of items off that health assessment that says, you can make these improvements, and that would help improve your health. Just pick one of those and kind of create a plan of, this is what I'm going to do to help improve my health over this next year. And then you'll get that health assessment credit. And that's all you have to do for that. Delta Dental is our dental insurance provider. It has a $100 deductible for things like cavities, crowns, any of those items. If you have just preventative services, those are covered at 100%, and there's no deductible for that. And then once you get into things like cavity, then that's going to be, it's covered at, you pay 20%, the insurance will pay 80%. And then crowns, it's a 50-50, so you pay 50%, the insurance pays 50%. And also, again, on the eNavigate page, when you get into the dental, then there is a little button that you can click on, and it'll show you the details of the plan. So we use the VSP network of providers for our vision insurance, and our locally, all of the local providers are covered under this VSP network. And then we have great benefits with that. So it has a $130 credit for glasses, and then your lenses are covered at 100%. If it's a aligned bifocal, trifocal, single lens, it's covered at 100%. If you decide to do a no-line lens, then you'd have to pay a little bit more for that, but it'll still cover up to what a normal lens will, and then you just pay the extra, is how that works. Contact lenses are covered under that plan also. With the frames, you get frames every other year, but lenses you can change every year. And that's pretty much the vision insurance. Again, once you get into eNavigate, you can click on that little tab and it'll show you the details of that plan. So we have two different flex plans. They are also known as cafeteria plans. So those are tax deductible dollars that you can use for health expenses. And then we also have one, which we'll talk about in a minute, for dependent care expenses. So I always kind of use myself as an example for these types of things. So I use Flex Health, and I don't take the dental insurance, but what I do is I run all my dental through that Flex Health. So say I spend $1,000 for the whole year on things that are not covered by insurance. Things like a deductible, co-payments, the dental insurance. Maybe if I buy glasses and I go above that $130 for the frames, or I get the no line on the lenses, that is a little extra. So, and I know I'm going to spend $1,000. I kind of add things up, and that's what I would recommend that you do. You kind of add up what you think your expenses are going to be. And then you divide that by the number of payrolls that you have in the course of the year. So depending on when you start and when your benefits are effective, you can come to me and we can figure that out, but you'll want to look at how many pay periods that you're going to have insurances taken out of. You divide that and it comes evenly out of your check. But it lowers your taxable income, which is kind of nice for those of us that are, it's nice to pay less in taxes. So and then also with the Flex plan, I like to caution people about only take out what you know you're going to use. If you decide to take out more than what you think you're going to use, you're going to be disappointed, because if you don't use it all, you do lose it. We do have a grace period with our Flex plan. Right now, it's a 3-month or 2.5-month period. So you have until March 15th to still incur expenses from the previous year. And then you have to turn them in by March 31st to get reimbursed. But still, I always caution people, only plan what you know you're going to use, and then you'll love it. But if you don't, just keep those things in mind. We also have dependent care, Flex dependent care. So you can do up to $5,000 for Flex dependent care. You can do, just taking a step back, in the Flex plan for health expenses, you can do up to $1,550 or $2,550. But for the dependent care, you can do $5,000. And again, same rules apply, where it comes out through the calendar year. You'll want to see where you're at for when you start, and you divide it equally out of the paychecks that for that amount that you decide to choose. With the dependent care, it's a little bit different than Flex, in the sense that you can only get reimbursed for what you've taken out of your paycheck. So say you have a monthly bill, and it's what you have in there is $200. Well, maybe your monthly bill is $300. They will only reimburse to you that $200. So that's just a little bit different than the Flex Health plan. So the hospital purchases a $15,000 term life insurance policy for you. So in eNavigate, all you're doing is, signing up for that free life insurance, and you'll need to put your beneficiaries in there. Then after you get that completed, it'll bring you to the next item, which is voluntary employee life. So you can choose voluntary life for yourself and for your dependents, and you can kind of play with what's in there. You can say you want to do $10,000 and see how much that will cost you. You can do $50,000 and see how much that will cost you. So you can kind of play with, depending on how much you want taken out of your check and what you want to be covered for. And then same thing for dependents. You can pick insurance for your spouse and for children also. So the hospital doesn't purchase a short-term disability policy for you. That is something that you can do voluntarily. So again, it has one of those little calculators in there of what you want to be covered on a weekly basis. And then I always kind of try and educate staff too on short-term disability, where our hospital PTO policy kind of has a short-term disability built into it, that if you kind of build up PTO, if you're off for an extended period of time, you can use your PTO and get paid at 100% and not pay anything, versus 60% of what a short-term disability policy will offer you, and then you pay for it. But it's an individual choice, and as a new employee, lots of times it does make sense to purchase a short-term disability policy until you build your PTO up for a while. But it's an individual choice. There's no judgment. It's just wanted to let you know what your options are. And again, the short-term disability policy, it does, you decide what you want your weekly benefit to be, but it's 60% of what your salary is what that is. Long-term disability, this is another policy that we purchase for you. So if you're off work for longer than 90 days, then we will start covering you under a long-term disability policy. So you just fill in that information for the beneficiaries, and that's all you have to do on the eNavigate system. Critical illness, we have cancer, and we have accident insurance. And so in those insurances, you can pick what you want to be covered for yourself as an employee, or also for spouse and for children. And then you can kind of navigate through that on the eNavigate program. And then also, again, there's going to be a little tab. You'll want to bring that tab up and really look at what's covered under those insurances. So on the hospital campus, kind of next door to the hospital, is the Franklin Wellness Center. The hospital, if you choose this benefit, the hospital purchases a single membership for you. The only thing that you have to do is pay the taxes on that membership, which is about the value of the membership is $308, and then you pay in taxes, usually it's between $30, $35 that you'll pay in taxes on the value of that membership. Then you can purchase a membership for your family for $105 for the whole year. Now, depending on when you start, that will be prorated. And again, like the value of that will be prorated based upon when you start and when your benefits are effective. So those are all of our benefits. If you have questions, please call me at 456-5033, or you can email me any questions that you have. But again, use that eNavigate, the resources that are available to you in eNavigate. Go in and click on those buttons and pull up the plans. And then also you can find any of those also in the library, which is under the eNavigate program. So thank you and welcome to FGH.